Joan Rivers said that Michelle Obama was a man before she died.
Was that a joke? I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, but the way she said it wasn't like jokey. She was like, oh, come on, everybody knows Michelle Obama's a man.
Michelle Obama surprised fans on our new podcast by saying her pet peeve about her husband is that he's chronically late. For example, we're still waiting on him to admit he's from Kenya. And as for Barack's pet peeve about Michelle, he's mad that she keeps leaving the toilet seat up. When she cleans it. When she cleans it.
Yes. All right. Okay. Let me just ask the real question here. It's not whether Michelle Obama is untouchable. Nah. The real question is, how the hell did Joe Rogan and Greg Gutfeld manage to obliterate her carefully polished public image without even breaking a sweat? Like, 1 second, she's America's beloved book club queen, you know, sipping tea, giving off Oprah vibes, selling empowerment quotes like it's a clearance sale at Target. And the next second, she's ducking and dodging Rogan's unapologetic jabs and Gutfeld's savage one-liners like she's stuck in some rhetorical dodgeball game inside the White House gym. These two didn't just poke a couple holes in her legacy. No, they shredded the whole narrative, tossed it into the blender, hit puree, and then gift-wrapped the remains in sarcasm. So the big question is, what exactly did they uncover that made Michelle go radio silent? Because, yeah, this one's messier than her infamous school lunch program backlash. And trust me, that's saying a lot.
Rogan is calling out Oprah and Michelle Obama for hypocritical speeches at the DNC Watch.
She's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady.
Yeah, I know.
You're rich as Like, how is that equal? And also, when Michelle Obama was saying, you know, I think she was saying her mother or grandmother was always suspicious of people who took more than they needed.
Yes.
Like, you are worth so much money.
Take more than they need. The Obamas have 4 mansions.
I mean, it's a bunch of rich people talking about...
Now let's rewind. Michelle once tried to convince an entire generation of kids that school lunches made of wilted spinach and quinoa mush were like some kind of culinary revolution. A revolution led by soggy kale and mystery lentils. That's not a health plan. That's a war crime on taste buds. And yet, she strutted out with those salad tongues like she was storming Normandy, armed with chickpeas.
President dies, everyone in the world shows up, and she doesn't break her vacation. It's not like she doesn't have access to a jet. Something is going on. Let's speculate.
Yes, please.
It's either surgery.
Oh.
That was my least controversial thing.
Depends what kind of surgery.
She will not sit close to the dictator. And by that, I don't mean Hillary, I mean Donald Trump. Or there's trouble in paradise between Barack and Michelle. I've heard things. I'm not going to substantiate that by repeating these rumors on national TV like I just did. But I'm just saying it's very odd that she's not there.
Yeah, we should ask Mike.
And now here comes Joe Rogan and Greg Gutfeld, the unlikely duo nobody asked for, but weirdly, the only duo unafraid to say what everyone else just whispers behind their green smoothies. Michelle Obama's whole brand? It's basically Pinterest slogans, yoga poses, hypocrisy, and the world's longest TED Talk disguised as a legacy.
First woman
We already
president.
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
That's pretty funny how she said it.
Okay, we all know.
And let's be clear, this isn't about hating on a former first lady. No, this is about calling out the weaponized sanctimony of a woman who somehow turned drink water into a moral commandment and like a personality trait. Like, okay, Michelle, you didn't invent H2O, you just rebranded it. Meanwhile, the rest of us were busy trying to stop our kids from trading celery sticks for actual food on the cafeteria black market.
Michelle Obama has openly admitted that she and Barack sleep in separate bedrooms. Here's how it works. She sleeps downstairs and he likes men.
Greg Gutfeld, never one to pass on a good political buffet, practically choked on laughter retelling the irony of Michelle's crusade for health, while her own White House parties looked like Whole Foods just exploded all over the table. Organic? Sure. Edible? Debatable. There's only so much you can dress up beet hummus before someone calls the food police.
Good to see everybody having a good time. The country's almost back to normal before World War III. COVID was just so strange. We lost a lot of people during COVID, and most of them are still alive. Yeah, Before COVID, I would have told you that vaccines are the most important invention in human history. After COVID, I'm like, I don't think we went to the moon. I think Michelle Obama's got a dick. I think Pizzagate is real. I think there's direct energy weapons in Antarctica.
Then you've got Rogan. The man built a podcast empire off of punching sacred cows squarely in the udders. Naturally, Michelle's carefully curated image made her the golden calf of smug progressivism. She flexes her biceps like she's auditioning for a Marvel movie, and then she lectures people on the dangers of, indulging in joy. Like, sorry, a slice of pizza is now a felony in her utopia. Rogan had to ask, what's the calorie count on self-righteousness? And oh boy, her Netflix deals. Let's not just skim past that, because nothing screams I'm just like you, like signing multi-million-dollar production contracts with the subtlety of a wrecking ball wrapped in cash. Her documentary, basically a spiritual journey through her own ego, complete with slow-motion shots of her walking through crowds like she's Moses parting the sea of peasants. And Gutfeld, the snarky gremlin of late night, he had zero trouble poking holes in that soft-focus facade. Because every public appearance isn't about the cause, it's about the lighting. The speeches? Oh my god, they're drenched in motivational sludge. It's like a Tony Robbins seminar, held in a Whole Foods parking lot. Inspirational? Sure, if you're into Pinterest quotes. Useful? Not unless you're solving your life problems with monogrammed stationery and a Fitbit.
Michelle thinks American men suck.
Let me warn you, your rage does not exist in a vacuum. If we don't get this election right, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. To make these choices clear to the men that we love, our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment.
What's that pitter-patter sound I'm hearing in the background? Some footsteps of Barack running to vote for Trump.
And then there's the classic line, when they go low, we go high. Oh, come on. That has to be the most passive-aggressive slogan in political history. Translation, we're better than you. Here's a bumper sticker to remind you. Michelle practically copyrighted moral superiority. She sold it in hardcover, pitched the audiobook in 5 languages, and turned it into a motivational speaking career. Meanwhile, Rogan's just sitting there, raising eyebrows like he's spotting someone at the gym. Suspicious of this magical transformation from First Lady to self-help guru to cultural icon without ever answering a real question. Like, how did we go from lettuce campaigns to deep philosophical essays on finding our voice? Do we get GPS directions for that? Or do we just follow the scent of overpriced candles? Her public image is so manufactured. Barbie looks like a documentary in comparison. The yoga poses, the soft focus lighting, the perfectly rehearsed, spontaneous laugh. It's like watching a living inspirational poster. Somewhere between Live, Laugh, Love and Eat More Kale, there she is. Smiling with the quiet menace of someone who definitely judges your grocery cart.
Someone put on Instagram, I believe, that Tim Dillon's video where he was saying that Michelle Obama should run for president. If she won, she could pull her cock out and China would just give up. I was fucking wheezing. I couldn't breathe. Big Mike.
Big Mike.
And Gutfeld? He had a field day. The way Michelle transformed from First Lady to global ambassador of empty platitudes. He practically needed a neck brace from shaking his head at her LinkedIn-level advice. Believe in yourself. Oh, thanks, Michelle. That should cover rent. What's next? Manifest your credit score? And don't even get me started on her wardrobe coverage. The way the media treats Michelle's fashion choices, you'd think every belt was a peace treaty. Breaking news, she wore a cardigan. CNN lost its mind. Entire op-eds were written about a cardigan. Like, guys, relax. Banana Republic is not a political statement. Her memoir? Becoming. A book so bloated with journeys and truths, it could double as a yoga mat. Every page is like a motivational speech dipped in vague trauma and Instagram captions. It's less autobiography and more lifestyle blog with a hardcover spine. Rogan said he had to go outside, touch grass, and rewatch Roadhouse just to feel manly again.
Kat, they know that they're having a hard time with men.
Right.
Doesn't seem like this is the right strategy.
No.
She basically says that they're hurting women by voting for Trump.
But I think they don't understand that where it comes from in the first place is that people are sick of being told how bad they are and talked down to, and you know, the condescension doesn't work. None of what they're doing really works. I mean, use the Walls AOC live stream of them playing Madden together was supposed to be to get like dudes who like football on their side, and they did it during football.
And yet, Michelle still manages to play the underdog while living in literal palaces. She talks about struggle from mansions with 6-car garages. That's like Marie Antoinette giving a TED Talk on minimalism. Gutfeld summed it up perfectly. Her idea of adversity is probably running out of organic quinoa at Whole Foods. And then there's her media coverage. She could sneeze and it'd be labeled a defiant act of strength in the face of patriarchal pollen. The glowing coverage is so relentless, it's suspicious. Like, what's she hiding? A carb? Meanwhile, Rogan still can't get over the trauma of those school lunches. Apple slices that tasted like packing foam. Lentil loaves that scarred children for life. That's not health reform. That's culinary gaslighting.
Rumors continue to escalate for the Obamas. Hopefully they can settle it like men.
Her greatest skill, though, giving the illusion of saying everything while actually saying nothing. Every speech is a word salad with just enough croutons to trick you into thinking it's a meal. Meanwhile, Rogan's like, wait, is the real food backstage? Probably being served by a guy named Skyler in a gluten-free apron. And Gutfeld, oh, he had the most fun tearing apart this whole unifying force myth. As if Michelle doesn't divide opinions harder than pineapple on pizza. Her brand isn't unity. It's selective enlightenment. She's a lighthouse, but only for the people who already agree with her. Her obsession with fitness? Don't even. She glorified lunges more than the inventor of stairs. If you didn't want to plank in your living room while Michelle glared at you through the TV, well, congrats. You're part of the national obesity crisis. Somewhere, a donut cried itself to sleep. And yet, her whole persona is just exhausting. She's the human version of being forced into a book club you didn't sign up for.
Even if they run Michelle. According to a new poll, Michelle Obama isn't as strong a Democratic candidate against former President Donald Trump as many Dems would have you believe. In a hypothetical matchup, my favorite kind. Trump wins with 47% of the vote compared to Michelle Obama's 44%. I guess some of the kids whose school lunches she ruined are finally old enough to vote. Remember that?
Even her podcast, yes, of course she has one, is basically therapy for people who've never been told no. Every episode is just a warm bath of pseudo-wisdom, where the only takeaway is, Michelle is, once again, more evolved than you. By the way, they're even planning a Michelle Obama library. Not a joke. Gutfeld mocked it as if she were some fusion of Mother Teresa and Oprah, but with better arm tone. The library will probably just contain her books, affirmation stones, essential oils, and an entrance fee that requires a detox smoothie. And the kicker? The rumors, the whispers, the insane conspiracy chatter that she's gearing up for a political run. Because when you've lectured America on lunches, lunges, and living your truth, what's next? Running the country. Gutfeld nearly fell out of his chair laughing. Because nothing screams political outsider like 16 years in the most powerful rooms in the world.
None of what they're doing really works. I mean, the Walls AOC live stream of them playing Madden together was supposed to be to get like dudes who like football on their side, and they did it during football. Like, who's consulting them on this stuff?
Yeah.
It's a woman, probably, also.
It's a gay man.
So what have we learned? Michelle Obama is the queen of curated struggle, the empress of buzzwords, the first lady of filtered authenticity. And thanks to Rogan and Gutfeld, the whole polished veneer is cracking. Underneath, not a monster, not a mastermind, just a meticulous brand manager dressed up as a motivational guru, the kind who scolds you for not loving spinach hard enough. And when all else fails, don't worry, she'll probably drop another book, still becoming, The Journey to Journeying, featuring 300 pages of sunrise metaphors, salad anecdotes, and a bonus inspirational playlist with a low-calorie dressing recipe that tastes like regret. Because Michelle Obama didn't just rebrand herself, she franchised it. She became the Oprah of broccoli, the Dalai Lama of dumbbells, the spiritual guru of doing the work, even if that work is just posting selfies with hashtags like resilience. If branding was an Olympic sport, she'd have 5 gold medals, a Netflix documentary about her journey, and a line of vegan protein bars called Authenticity Bites. And still, nobody's asking the obvious question, what exactly are we clapping for?